Hello everyone and welcome. We are here, we are live, we are ready to go, and we are once again in Kerbal Space Program Hardcore mode. This is the series in which I'm playing it on hard mode with the further challenge of turning the science down to 30% of what it is normally. And what we're looking at here is what I have eventually named now the Eco 07 and hashtag the Aries. So this is a vessel designed to do a crewed landing on Gilly, and a good chunk of last week's stream was devoted to building this thing. And I realized towards the end I was getting fairly tight for time on the stream, and I did want to do one test flight with it, which by the way worked great. I did a test launch and put it into orbit, and all that worked fine. But I really would like to spend a bit of time right now kind of going over the details of this thing, going over the contracts it's supposed to satisfy, and making sure that I've not missed anything, because I was putting it together pretty quick. And I also want to kind of pretty it up a little bit now that kind of all the pieces are here, as it were. So just to go over what the plan is going to be, over here on the right I have all the contracts that I hope to satisfy over the next little bit. Now the first couple here are actually SCANsat contracts of satellites I put up a couple of streams ago doing scans of Minmus, and they're very close to being complete. They should be completed fairly early on in our mission out to Eve and Gilly. Well, welcome aboard, Jorge. I'm glad you were able to make it. Started playing a month ago. I hope things are going well. But why don't I go over each of the other contracts here to make sure that I'm not missing anything. So for instance, here we got science data from space around Kerbal. I mean, that's going to be easy enough. Just as soon as we're in space around Kerbal, we can do anything to satisfy that. Well, we want to explore Gilly, which involves orbiting Gilly and then returning to Kerbal from an orbit of Gilly. We're going to do a little better than that. We're going to land on the surface of Gilly because, oh my lord, the DV to land on Gilly is so small, you might as well. And then I got gathering surface deployed mystery goo and observations from science surface of Gilly. So that involves the deployable equipment that comes from the Breaking Ground DLC. At the very top of this is a lander, and in that lander are some cargo containers, and in the cargo container should be our equipment. Okay, that container has 2 repair kits. Okay. Alright, so we don't have our, somehow in all of this we lost the stuff that let's just take a look here just to make sure. Let's close the contract window for now. There is definitely stuff. Okay, alright, so let's okay, this is why I'm checking this stuff over before we get going. The other thing I want to do also is pretty this thing up, so we're going to spend a little bit of time with that. Okay, this is the cargos. There we go. So we're going to need the goo container itself. That can go in there. We're going to need a communication antenna to communicate all the way back to Kerbal. We're going to need the experiment control station. We probably want to have the Grand Slam passive seismometer. And we're going to need a solar panel. Now I'm just looking. I don't know why there's 2 of these. I don't think one solar panel. So one of these solar panels provides, excuse me, with a level 2 engineer provides 3 units of power, and it's going to have to do the antenna. I'm assuming that takes a power. Yep. Let's just close these. They're just in the way here. Ah, shoot. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 devices. I need more power than that. Unless I can get my engineer up to level 3, but there's no guarantee of that. Actually, they might get up to level 3. You know what I think is probably the better plan? Let's throw these in here. I don't know why. Why do I have so many repair kits? For goodness sakes, I don't need that. And throw another set of solar panels in here. That would be smarter. Okay. Alright. So that's that. Okay, let's bring up those contract windows again. Again, just kind of giving this thing a once-over. So that is that one. We have science data from space around Gilly. That's easy enough. Anything, again, will do. Build a new orbital station in a solar orbit. On our way to Eve, we will most certainly be in a solar orbit. The craft needs to have 7,500 units of electric charge. And if I take a look at my resources, there is 7,755 units, and which is way more than what I need, but whatever, it was required here. Has to have the cupola module, which is right there, and support it, have at least 6 Kerbals. So 1 Kerbal can fit in here, 2 can fit in here, that is 3, and then 4 can fit in the hitchhiker can, that's 7, and that doesn't even count the lander that's at the top, which can hold 2 more. So plenty of room for Kerbals in here. Okay, so that one should be good. And then finally I have this last contract, which I noticed afterwards, which is to put in a Sentinel infrared telescope, get an orbit about the sun, and detect 3 new comets. So what you got to do is you got to put this thing into orbit about the sun, just repeating what it just said, and then it will detect comets over time. And I figured, you know, it's not going to be what this is going to do, but I should set that thing on its way before I start heading off to Eve, because it'll take some time to detect the comets, and I might as well get it up there while we're doing, you know, the months that it's going to take to do an Eve mission. So I'm going to do that and send that on its way before I send this on its way. Okay, so we're good as far as contracts go. I was told myself to go over the numbers. I have budgeted to do the whole get to Gilly and come back, not including the landing. I got 3,070 meters per second that I worked out for my budget. Total delta V on this guy is 6,630. So that leaves about 3,600 meters per second for the ascent into low Kerbal orbit, and not much else. So I'm feeling that that's a little tight. So what I'm going to do, because I got a lot of thrust, like look, I already got the thrust limiters down here to 59%. I'm going to make these radial boosters just a little bit bigger. I'm going to add on these guys. I figured that's probably time well spent right there. That's still latching to that. That should still be safe. And that puts up our delta V up to 6,800 meters per second. My budget is 36. That's an extra 2. I should take a look at my launch TWR. It is now 1.25. Geez, I might go even a little bigger. I mean, why not? Yeah, I think I should go bigger. Just make these things bigger. Let's go the next size up. These ones. I mean, the last thing I want to do is be there and find out that, you know, I don't have enough fuel. Okay, now it's 40. Again, 60. Oh, I'm on Atmo. About 6,600 is about my budget. Now it's like 69. Yeah, that gives me a few hundred meters per second to spare. These struts here came loose. Oh, it's doing funky things. There we go. Noticed it was sticking out on the other side there. The symmetry can be a little weird sometimes, but just take it off and then try again. There, that looks right. And should probably move these guys northwards. More like here-ish. And they're still there on the other side. So that should go good. Do you have a GU and thermometer and all that kind of stuff? That's a very good question. I should make sure it should all be on the lander. So there is the Science Junior, magnetometer. Where's the rest of it? Oh, up here. Yep, there's a mystery GU, thermometer, seismic accelerometer, and barometer. So I think that's all the science. But it's good to check all that. Okay, that should be good. We're going to give this another test flight, I think, too. What else did I write? I gave myself a bunch of notes. Check docking ports. This is something I became aware of. A vessel's going to have to dock. The Kerbals aren't going up in this thing. It's going to fly up uncrewed, and then I'm going to dock with it. And that's what this docking port here is for. but see it tucked in there. But I am pretty sure, let's save this, I am pretty sure the vessel, my current orbiter, which is, I gave everything dumb names and now I can't remember where anything is. This one, the KSV yada yada yada, the Horizon in other words, I'm pretty sure that is a 1.25 meter docking port, is it not? It is. So one option, so they don't match, so I got to either change this or change, I don't have, and my science isn't good enough yet. I'd love to have that inline docking port, but I don't have that yet. And I think the bigger docking port on this might look, I think what I'm going to do, let's bring this, just change the one that's on the Ares. Which is up here somewhere. There it is. Whew! Okay. Antenna, there should be an antenna on here. If you take a look, it is right there, and it's a relay antenna so the lander can communicate with it. So this docking port is not good. I'm going to have to put on the smaller one. The headphones aren't sticking on my head for some reason. I don't know why. Okay, and so we're going to put that right there, and then we're going to put on the Communitron Junior. A little tricky with the fairings. Now, is that going to clip through the fairing if I take... No, it doesn't. It's all good. Okay. So that takes care of that. What other notes did I write for myself? Oh, check the fuel monoprop in the lander. This came from some comments on the YouTubes after the previous stream that said I'd messed up with the lander. So let's check that really quick. What I think I'll do is make... I'm worried if I make this the root part, it's going to all flip upside down. Take that off. Somebody said this is not right. I put monoprop in here. And that is correct, but that there is liquid fuel and, oh, there is liquid fuel and oxidizer in there. Maybe that's what they were referring to. There shouldn't be any liquid fuel or oxidizer. This thing runs entirely on the thrusters in here. Those are just lights. Oh, what is... No, that's the Munar excursion module. I think I'm good now. There should be no liquid fuel in here anymore. Okay, I think that might have been what the person was referring to. So we have to take the liquid fuel and oxidizer out of that. This should only be monopropellant. Should be good. Okay, let's put this back on. Hopefully everything will go... There, I think that looks good. I'm hoping. Let's save that. Again, we'll give it a little test fly in just a little bit. Any other notes I wrote to myself? I think that's it. Okay, so why don't we make this guy a little bit pretty? So, first of all, let's just take a look at just the lander part. There. And there's not a lot you can do with this. That'll just make it longer. Slight difference in colorings, that's about it. I could get into... Oh no, that one I can't get into anything else. I don't think there's much I can do with the lander to make it any... There's no variance on that. Okay. We'll go with that gray one. Okay. As for the craft itself, I want to put on a decal. I don't think, again, there's much I can do. Oh, no, the appearance, I can change this. Oh, it's got a nice... Oh, that's the all shiny option. And then I can get into the turd mod. I might go with just the all shiny. It's just such a simple thing to do. Oh, don't put monoprop in here. There we go. Take that out. Because this thing has no RCS. All the RCS is in up there. We can. Appearance shiny. Yeah. Right, that looks all right. And then we'll put some decals on it. Why is there liquid fuel donut in the lander? That's part of the the lunar excursion thing. I don't want to take this all apart because I don't want to mess anything up, but it's actually not a fuel can. It's part of the model for this. It's just on here. I can show you if I take this one and show you another one. See, that's the fuel can you're seeing right there. Okay. Decals. I like decals. So this is, like I said, the Aries. So we're just going to do this. And we're going to set the text. This is the Aries. All caps. Aries. We can play with the fonts here a little bit. We can go all NASA. Why not go NASA? That looks good. And we can go, if we want, vertical, like that. Maybe that'll be our best option, just given the structure of this. I mean, I could go horizontal and then stick it on here somewhere, which maybe is not so bad. Maybe underneath where the lights are. Away from where the docking port is. Not very visible though. Or we can go along here. Whoops. What happened there? Okay, what am I? I don't know why it's being suddenly kind of funky. Show the text. Oh, now it's back. Okay, just did something weird. No problem. Go down here. Flip it the right way around. We can increase the scale a little bit, but I was thinking of going vertical. Like that. That might be my best option. What if we went to the mirror symmetry, put one on each side of that? Kind of like it. Maybe shrink the scale a little bit, just so it fits between the two lines. I'll go with that. And then I'll make a copy and we'll do the same thing on the other side. Oops. So, sure. That's the end of it. That's the end of that. Let's see. I'm going to change this maybe to the shiny version of that. Change this to the shiny version. Let's look inside here. Whoop. That to be shiny. This has a shiny version, yeah. It's just gonna go lots of shinies. Down here. And then, what do we got? Where's the transition here? This is where the booster starts. That off. And I'm seen to be going with a white theme all the way up other than the fairing. So I think I might keep this into that white theme. I guess we'll go with that. Sure. There we go. That looks all right. Back on here. And as we've got, well, let's make the booster part just all the orange, just to sort of have a lot of options here. Let's go Bob Ross with just these last bits here. Just, we'll use, oh wait, I'll keep that black. I like that. Let's take this one. Open up the recoloring GUI. I'm not going to stick with the red, but instead of red, what we'll do is we'll go to the orange. See if we can kind of match what's already there. Or maybe black. What's the stock black look like? Black. Stock black. Let's go with that. Close that, close that, close that, close that. Motors on the bottom. Anything exciting I can do with those? Not particularly, other than making them shinier, which never a bad idea. Okay. Artemis is saying, I want to say that thank you for your videos. KSB is like a job at times, but you always have a ton of useful knowledge and tips in the videos, not to mention a wholesome attitude. So thanks, Mike. You're very welcome, Artemis. I am very glad that you like. So I think I'm gonna stick with this. I should check TWR on launch. Yeah, it's too low. I'm gonna put this up a little bit. Okay, any Kerbal should be turfed. All right, I'm thinking this is my mission. This is my little beastie. So what I want to do is I want to do one more. Check the Atmo Delta V. I don't care about the Atmo Delta V. Oliver? Yeah. I find with rockets, once you're above, like here, I can demonstrate this to people if you want. Like if you take a look at this attitude slider, right? And go, and look, get it to display, right? Yeah, there we go. So here's the sea level Delta V, 4,106 meters per second on the entire rocket. If I go to vacuum, it's 6,548. Now if I go to altitude, sorry, what was it again? 6,548. And start going up with the altitude, give it a little bit of time to close. Look, I'm already at like 15 kilometers and very close to the vacuum Delta V already, only at an altitude of 15 kilometers. This thing's not going to spend much time below an altitude of 15 kilometers. I just find it really not worth worrying about the atmospheric Delta V for a vessel that's not going to spend too much time in the lower part of the atmosphere. Once you're into the upper part of the atmosphere, it doesn't matter. Okay, that's I'm going to stick with that. So I'm really worried because it was a week ago that I am missing something. Oh, I can already see the staging's wrong. Shoot, my fiddling. So those two go off at launch, then the launch clamps, then this, and those release, yep. Then we launch that, but this motor should go on at that point. Okay. Let's give this a test fly. So we're going to run a simulation. And this will be our chance to test it one last time. Or a test launch. Oh, I get you, Oliver. Yeah, I'm not so much. I'm interested in the Atmo thrust to weight for launch, but I did end up checking that. I just got ahead of you. There is a lag in the chat, so that. Oh my gosh! Look how shiny that is. That is like super duper shiny. Okay, let's do this. So we are off. Oh my gosh! They polished those boosters on the side to a gleaming finish. Start this pitching over. Now last time it flew great. It was very stable. I was exceedingly pleased. So hopefully we will get the same result this time. And then I think what I'll do is start thinking about that Sentinel rocket. That Sentinel mission. Oh, I hear thunder boomers somewhere. Last week I also went to BlackRock's Volumetric Clouds Release 5. And look at that. Oh my gosh. It is a little wonkier. It's not, I wouldn't say it's not, like it's stiff and all that stuff, but it is, whoa, wait, am I paying it? Yeah, I'm still good. It, a little driftier? Maybe that's the better word for it. Seems to want to drift a little bit one way. Not a lot of control. Reduce. But it's okay. I don't have the 2.5 meter reaction wheels unlocked yet, so I think under this fairing there's like 2 of the medium ones, if I'm not mistaken. There they are. I think there's 2. Maybe there's just 1. Maybe I should throw another one on there. I'll check that when I get back in the VAB. But I hid my reaction wheels in there. But it's looking very nice so far. Still going on the radial boosters. We'll be losing those momentarily. Do I see changes in FPS? I never monitor my FPS, so I don't really notice that. Now, it could be my 61-year-old brain just can't process information that fast anyway. But I never monitor what the FPS is, so in my mind, it seems fine to me. I've not noticed a change. Okay, staging time. Anytime. Oh wait, I gotta. There we go. Yep, and there they go. Lovely. A little bit more thrust. Oh, I can also do that. Lose all of that business. I love how close the nose cone comes. It did that last time too. Alright. Let's reduce throttle a little bit. Keep that apoapsis close by. Try and put a little bit more energy into the periapsis. And then I think once I'm in orbit, I'm just going to separate everything before reverting. And, ooh, I don't think this is set to shiny. Everything else looks really shiny, but not the hitchhiker can. Off right now. I didn't even bother with landing gear on the lander. It's just gonna land on this ring. That's it. Okay, quite happy with that. So yeah, see, I don't think that's shiny, and I don't think that's shiny. I'll have to adjust those. Lights can come on. Oh, that also deploys the limited solar panels I have. Okay, let's just finish off circularization. Some, I don't know, it kind of feels okay, I think. Like in terms of reaction wheel force. But we'll do a bunch of testing in just a little bit. Okay, putting on a little thrust. And orbit. Okay, so there's that. Now, I got 3,730 meters per second left to do the entire mission. Again, that does not include the lander. And I have budgeted 3,070. So I'm feeling this should be more than capable of doing it. So what I want to do next is I want to test a bit of the staging. So we're going to stage this. There we go. Fire off our next motor. That is the Poodle. Oh, we got some funkies there on the okay, that's all right. So that's that. How is it for slugging around? It's okay. Reaction wheels feel good. And then finally, I want to detach the lander. Now, I'm not sure the lander has a probe body in it now that I'm thinking about it. We'll find out very soon. So undock. I don't think it does. No, it doesn't, so I can't control this lander anyway. But I want to take a look at its fuel. It's got nothing but monoprop, no liquid fuel, no oxidizer. Should be good. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to revert back to vehicle assembly. Are there enough solar panels for the lab? I typically find that 6 of those solar panels do the job for the lab, Oliver. Did I hit the close button? There it goes. That's been my default when I don't have the bigger solar panels, which I'd love to have. Okay, there's a couple things. 1, this should be on shiny. Yes. 2, this should be on shiny. I like how that becomes my first priority. There. And 3, an extra set of reaction wheels right here is sure as heck not going to kill anybody. So they're going to go in right there. Okay. I am happy with that. It is being saved. I think she's going to be good. Okay, so save that. And we're going to go new. And now what I want to do, and we'll get to that later, but I really want to look at this detect 3 comets with the Sentinel infrared telescope. So I actually made a little bit of a budget for this one too, to get it into. It doesn't have to go very far, it just needs to get into orbit above the sun. I budgeted myself 1,450 meters per second for the orbit, to get from low Kerbal orbit to the orbit I'm thinking about. So let's start with the Octo Probe Core, which is somewhere, there it is right down here. And then the actual device, the Sentinel Infrared Telescope. Ooh, I'm getting new SCANsat crap too. Look at this, whatever that is. And it is big. She's a big one. She's a big one. Let's use a bit of structural parts just to kind of do something with that. Now, do I need to know what's the electricity? I don't. I find these experiments sometimes can be deceptive with how much electricity it uses, as in it doesn't tell you at all. But suddenly, like, you turn them on or you transmit, and suddenly they're using up way more electricity than you had budgeted for. So here's what we're gonna do. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get some batteries. We're just going to do our best guess. Like that. You know what? Let's just do that. I was gonna get the 400s, but seriously, this really should be enough. That is, whoops, 1,200. That's gotta be fine. And it's gonna need some solar panels too. So we'll take these off just temporarily. We'll put on some of those cubic octagonal struts. And we'll get some of these guys. I'm sure this will be fine. 2 of these. And then those go underneath. How can that not work? It has to work. Okay, and now we need some fuel for this puppy. So what did I budget? 1,450. What can I do We'll start small. If I just stuck in, I'm sure this isn't going to be enough. And like an ant on the bottom of that. I'm sure it's not good. Oh my gosh, that's more than I would have guessed. 1,492. Little low. Could be okay with the thrust, but it's a little low. It's a little low. What I might just do then, now that I'm looking at this octo being actually, let's use the octo here. Like so. 1,642 with a 1442 meter per second delta V. You know what I think I'm gonna do? I think I am going to go a little bigger. Oh, I took the solar panels right off. Okay, let's undo, 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 undo. I'm going to these solar panels away. I'm going to have to do the bit of the orbital insertion about Kerbal 2. And then throw on like a sparky spark. That is, so if I can get up, 2 delta V is huge. Let's see if I can come up with a better plan. Why is there no note there? Oh, I got funky stuff happening. Oh, my undos. There we go. There was stuff overlapping. There we go. And that. And then some spiders. Back to the spark. The spark's so much though. 2,300. 2,232.89. That's the TWR in the way, but I'm better off just with the, even though this is way more thrust than I need. Wouldn't mind a little bit more fuel. Fellas. Ooh, I like, and now I can go like whatever symmetry I want with those basketballs. According to the wiki, the telescope needs 330 EC for processing. Thank you. Thank you. I hate the fact you have to look that stuff up. It kind of bugs me. That's getting into the delta V. Way more thrust than I think I need, but thing is once you start going with multiple spiders, you end up, like, if we take a look at the weights here, the spiders are 20 kilograms each, and the spark is 130. So once you start, well, I guess around 6 spiders is, but the delta V of the spark is much better. I just find once you get around 4 spiders or so, even though you're better off just going to a spark. 2,626. I'm gonna. What if I just took the... I don't want it to do that much of the upper part of the atmosphere. I'm looking around 24 there. That's perfect. That's perfect. And we can turn this thrust limiter down, because that is way more than anything that I'm going to need. We'll just kind of clean this up a little bit. There's not much to do. Get a fairing around it. Call it a day. I think that works. I think that works. works. So this is the Sentinel. Comet Hunter. It literally is there just to detect comets. That's the contract. Detect 3 comets. Never ever, like, done anything with the comets in this game. Like, tried to rendezvous with a comet or anything like that, which obviously is, I think, a significant challenge. Just gonna put some blinky lights on it. Because of course I'm gonna put blinky lights on it. Why wouldn't I put blinky lights on it? There we go. And other than the, oh wait, reaction wheels. 100% it needs reaction wheels. So what I should do, take this little doober off. Always forget that the Octo 2 has no reaction wheels in it. Oh, and an antenna. Getting way ahead of myself. I'm missing all kinds of things. An antenna. Now this is going to be in orbit about the sun. Potentially could be quite a ways from Kerbal. Antennas. I'm not in antennas. Probably it's not going to go far, but then when Kerbal's on the other, but then I don't know if I need to worry about that. I'm thinking of just maybe 2 of these DTSM1s. I'm sure that'll be fine, he says, without too much thinking. I'm going to remove the symmetry on this battery and chuck it. This is to make some room for the antenna. Remove the symmetry from that battery and chuck it. And we're going to stick this, 2 of them. Oh, that kind of works. I don't even think I thought it was going to be more clippy. It's not that clippy even. I like it. Antenna can be... No. Make it shiny and that's it. Okay. Am I missing anything? I don't think I'm missing anything. 300 EC. I still got like 1,000 electric charge. I'm just going to leave these guys in here because why not? I think... Oh, I could put in a bit more fuel now. I actually took fuel out, so I want to get back up to about 24. The weight of the stuff I just added. I'm perfectly cool with this. This is good. This is good. I'm going to just go like this. Close that. Retract. Is there different textures that can go on this? Just shiny ones. That's it. No, we're good. We're good. Okay, action groups. I'm going to put the antennas and the solar panels onto the light action group so that when I turn on the lights, everything will just come on. Okay, we'll get an antenna around this thing, or sorry, a fairing around this thing, build a booster under it, and we are good. Okay, TD-060 coupler is what I'm looking for. Oh, I got everything organized by mass. That's why I'm not finding anything. Okay, who's the shroud? Fairing. Probably can get away with the small fairing. Maybe upgrade the comm center. I could do that. I could. I don't know what my money situation is. Because we're not looking at a particularly heavy thing here, is it? No, 1.3 tons. It's not that heavy. So I'm probably going to go with just a very boring. It's going to be a big fairing. Whoops. Which people always make fun of me about on the interwebs. Your little minds start to travel. Go, oh, you know what that looks like, right? And it's, oh, no, I don't know what that looks like. Please tell me what that looks like. There. I think it's already getting to be big enough. That one. And like swell That's what I'm thinking about. What do I need? I need 36, 45, 550, 51, 5100. That's even a little bit too much. I don't need as much as that. Let's shrink her down a bit. That's a little too shrunk down. I like it. I like it. And got thrust, got everything I need in life. I'm gonna take that one, I'm gonna flip her upside down so it matches nice with that other stripe. And this one, I have learned you just gotta go to the shiny ones like pretty much right away, or else it just looks funny once it's out there. And a couple of launch clamps. There they are, way up top. Okay. There, and we will attach the fairing to the gear action group, which has become my pattern of late. And then we will take it out, move this out, and then take this out of staging all entirely. There, beautiful. Done. I think it's done. I'm honestly thinking of just flat out just launching this right now. No tests, no nothing. Oh, I should check the TWR. Come down a little bit. That's fine. Mass and lift, which I rarely ever check, should be okay. I don't quite trust the lift sometimes because I don't think it takes into account the fairing at the top. Oh well, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's just launch. No rigmarole, just launch. The rocket, Blue Pasta is asking, what is the rocket sending up? It is sending up a Sentinel infrared telescope for a contract to detect comets. The main purpose of this stream, and I suspect it's going to go into the next stream, is the whole Gilly mission, the crewed Gilly mission. But I want to get this up and going before. Look again how shiny. I've updated Deferred, and that is the... Look how shiny that is. Holy crap-a-totally. Okay, there's a bit of a funny kind of double imagey thing happening there. Can people see that with the launch clamps if I go back and forth? Okay, maybe it's just me. All right, there, and launch, and off. And off we go. Yeah, last week I updated BlackRock's clouds, but also Deferred, because it gives these wonderful reflections. I mistakenly said that the reflections that you see now on the runway are from... I think it's really from a combination of the clouds, because the clouds now leave puddles on the ground, but then it's Deferred that deals with the reflections. I'm pretty sure I have that right. I might. Oh my gosh, that thunderstorm. Hear it. Doesn't feel like it's accelerating super quick. Maybe that's just me. I hope I didn't turn down the thrust too far. Ooh, that was aggressive. That was a little... I pushed it over really hard, and I could feel the rocket wanting to flip over. I got too far away from that prograde vector, but I was able to pull it back, but just barely. Oh, whoa, whoa. Slow down, Mr. Chuckleson. What am I doing? What am I doing? Oh, I see now in the chat. Gravity turn. What am I doing? I was completely in la-la land there. I didn't start my gravity turn until I was 55 seconds into the launch. Oh my gosh. Well, there's no reverts. So I'm going to just... Oh my gosh, look at my Apple apps. It's just at 120. Oh my God. Oh my God. What a rockhead. Okay. You know, I'm gonna do this not the old-fashioned. This is not efficient. There's not an efficient way to do it, everybody. Just to make sure everybody knows. I'm gonna do this actually with a maneuver node because this is gonna be a big burn. Oh my gosh, what was I thinking? I have no explanation. Okay. Wow. Just gonna go over, we're gonna punch it. How long is this? 1 minute. Oh, I'm still locked to prograde. 1 minute and 37 seconds. Might still be okay. Don't panic yet. I think I got just so distracted by the reflections. The reflections, man. Look at the reflections. Alright, 10 seconds to the burn. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Staging partway through this. Shouldn't be surprising. And then we'll see what we got left. Alright, now it's on for a little, whatever we call that spark engine. There are people that like to use a maneuver node all the time when they do their circularization. Matt Lone, I know, does that. I don't. Except in stupid situations like what you just saw me do there. Where I know the burn's going to be huge. I like to make it so that the final circularization burn is really small and you're just... Oh, it looks good. It looks good. So again, remember I need 1450 meters per second when this burn is done. Oh, I don't think it's good. I do not think it's good. I might just lob it out there anyway. I was just looking at how much is left here and how much is left here. I'm not even going to have 1,000 meters per second. You know what? Cut. We're going to let this die. That was just dumb. That was dumb. Okay, we're going to... Back to the Space Center. Yeah, 70 kilometers. I know, but it's Tabby Cat saying you don't have to circularize, and that's true. I just had to get above the atmosphere, but I still don't think I have the TV for it. It's not much more. Oh, I'm mad at myself. I was just... Okay. Oh, this is already upgraded. Somebody was suggesting upgraded. The tracking station's fully upgraded. Okay, we're gonna do that again. I don't think there's anything wrong with the rocket. That was 100% operator error. So this is the Sentinel Comet Hunter. We're just gonna launch it right from here. Oliver stepped out of the room for a minute, and look what happened. Look what happened. I was marveling at reflections coming from Deferred and was watching my rocket up and didn't think to do a gravity turn until it was way, way, way too late. So we're going to do this again. I'm watching that thunderstorm too, but I'm not going to let it distract me this time. Not going to let it distract me. Okay, start the gravity turn. Lock to prograde. Pay attention to what you're doing. said, I also got these two SCANsat ones. This one's only 1% from being done. The other one's got a little further to go, but it won't be long. I mean, look at... You can see why I was distracted. I mean, look at that. Okay. Now I'm getting to about 55 seconds to my APO, and that I start reducing the throttle. What I did last time, for those people that are just joining us, is I waited till I was 55 seconds away from APO, and then I started my gravity turn. Why? I don't have an explanation for what I do sometimes. Just that I do it. Anyway, I think I can get rid of the contract window because it's not going to satisfy it right away. It's going to satisfy it in the background. We'll watch it while we do our Gilly thing. And then it's about getting to Eve. I don't think I'm anywhere near an Eve window, so we're going to have to deal with that. This is looking a little more normal. It's very shiny, I know. A lot of people didn't like the aesthetic of KSP2 and how shiny it was, but I actually kind of liked it. It was shiny and a little cartoony at the same time. That was one of the few things I liked about that game. Maybe I shouldn't talk about it anymore. I still get the odd person that asks me, like, are you playing KSP1 or KSP2? And I have to say, don't. KSP2 is dead. Do not buy KSP2. It is an abandoned and unfinished game. Fairings. Alright, getting close to stage separation. But apoapsis is getting pretty close too. To target apoapsis. That's okay. That just means I'm going to have a lot of fuel in this thing. Okay, and... Come on. 3 and 2, 1. Stage. Northrest. On to the little spark. Oh, we're in space. Can do all that stuff. Just kind of keeping the thrust down, keeping the apoapsis close by. Just trying to raise that periapsis. The other thing I like to do is I like to put it on free for the camera view so that it doesn't do that weird transition camera when you get into orbit. I find that disorienting. That's probably just me. Yeah, I was a little slow on the fairing, wasn't I, Oliver? Look at the shiny balls. Whoops, 80. I was distracted by my shiny balls. Like, it's really nicely reflecting the clouds in the sky below, isn't it? Alright. Almost there. Anyway, 1,804 meters per second left in the vehicle. Obviously, that is much better than last time, and should be plenty. Start giving a little little bit of thrust. I'm fine with that, obviously. So that can go here, go there, that can be locked there. Okay, let's plot our course out of here. Now, I wrote myself down. It's got to scan for comets, right? And the way the Sentinel telescope works is you put it in orbit and it looks outwards away from the sun. So for instance, if you one of the things you can use it to you can do with it is use it to scan for asteroids. And if you wanted to scan for asteroids, say around Kerbin's orbit, what you want to do is put the Sentinel at an orbit below Kerbin's orbit, and because it always looks out, and then you're looking for asteroids around Kerbin's orbit. But as comets are coming from outside, I would think the logical thing to do is to put it in an orbit outside of Kerbin's orbit looking out. And so I pick, Kerbin has a, you can't see it here, but what is it, about 14 million kilometers, something like that for its altitude. So I'm thinking of an orbit, I wrote down 16, what did I write down? Yeah, 16,000 megameters I wrote, which is 16 million kilometers. So that's what I'm going to go for. Now to go outwards, you need to eject yourself, get rid of that, need to eject yourself in Kerbin's prograde direction, so that way. So I need to put my burn over here-ish. I'm actually going to pop it ahead of orbit right away because I can see I'm really close to. And then I'm just going to push this way so that your trajectory here, you can see that, is going out along the prograde direction. And if you just get the trajectory to just go right along Kerbin's orbit like that, that means you are, see, pushing it out. And I pushed it out way too far. You always get people talking about ejection angles, and I don't understand it. You don't need to worry about it. What did I say? 16? 16. And then you can also play with the timing so that you get the most amplitude out here. And when you get the highest sun apoapsis, that means you're at the right ejection angle. You don't need to know what the actual ejection angle is. The other thing that you'll notice is that the periapsis of our resulting orbit is coming towards Kerbin. When it's right on Kerbin, you're at the right spot too. So there's plenty of ways to see. See, now all of a sudden it's going up, and now it's starting to go down. See, this is the right spot right about here. I just need to be a little bit more prograde in that. So I'm going to go for 6. There's nothing precise about this, but this is what I budgeted for, so I'm going to go for it. See, that's good. I like it. Maybe tweak the time a little bit. No, the other way. No, I was at the right spot. She just left well enough alone. There we go. All right, and that burn's coming up in 28 minutes because it's like an orbit ahead. So just going to time warp to that. It's going to be 56 seconds. Oh, we had to have a eclipse going on over there. Solar eclipse. Put that on the maneuver node. And I'm going to send this on its way, and then I'll set up an alarm and get going with the Eve thing. We'll launch our Eve. What I call it, the Evo 07. That's what I called it. Which stands for Eve Orbiter, something like that. Eve Vertical Vehicle. Crude, no, Eco. That's what I called it. Eve Crude Orbiter. That's what I call it. And then 07 because it holds 7 crew. Okay, so We are at 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. And we'll even do, well, no, it's only a 48 sec. I was about to do a little physics warp, but no, we'll just go. We shall just go. Ooh, I have an A-class asteroid encounter coming up. Oh, I might have to ignore that. I really don't want to get too many different things going on at the same time. See it there? It's 185 days. Might be before our Eve transfer. If it is, I'm just going to ignore it. We'll have an asteroid buzzing by Kerbal. Going to do this, and then we're going to look out here. Here it is. Oh, that's not it. Keep going. Hasn't popped out yet. There it is. 16. And again, getting entirely... Oh, shoot, and then my finger slipped. Okay, well, that's fine. That's what it is. All right, so this fella is on its way to orbiting the sun. It is alarm clock. That's what I'm looking at. I want to create an alarm. Got to get rid of that one Kerbal engineer. It's always in the way when I... That guy. Always in the way when I... Okay, and this is going to be for the SOI change. This is the SOI change for the... What do I call this thing? The Comet Hunter or something? Can't remember this. I'll just write Sentinel. Give me like 5 minutes warning. SOI change. Add alarm. So that's coming up in just 7 days. That makes sense. Okay, back to the Space Center. Okay, took 2 tries, but it's up there. Okay, coming up next. We have the Eco 07 Ares. That is what we're just going to launch it. Nobody get out of there, Valentina. For goodness sakes. Nobody else hiding in there anywhere? No. Okay, we're just going to launch it. And we're just going to put it in a low orbit, and then we're going to examine our Eve window. Okay, here she is. And this time we're launching it for real. Okay, SAS on. Throttle up. Don't mess this one up because it's going to be expensive if I end up wasting this fella. Okay, otherwise I should be able to just go. Well, the sun's back there, so we'll look at it from this way. Okay, 3, 2, 1. So yeah, SAS on. Throttle up. I did it. Okay, and go. We are off. We are off. Those 3, what are they, skippers or mainsails? Mainsails. 3 mainsails pushing it up. Oh, and again, asleep. Knock it over, you big ding-dong. Why are you so sleepy with that? I don't know. Just watching it going up and just mesmerized by everything. I like to have it. I put in that extra set of reaction wheels, so I think that was a good choice. Careful, it's shiny. I know! That's my whole problem. Things are too shiny. 45 seconds, reducing throttle. Now again, fairly steep ascent, but that's because I was asleep. God, look at the, again, getting distracted, but there's some sort of ray thing happening over there with the sun. You see that? Getting those kind of God ray things happening. The sun sort of sets behind us. Watch it from here. Look at that. That's the view. This time I'm paying attention to fairing separation. Yeah, let's do it. So G, go. Narrow miss again by the nose cone, but a miss is a miss. Losing the boosters in 3, 2, 1, go. There we go. Throttle. Why did that get? I got a little bit of rolling happening there. I don't know why that happened. And I think I'm going to put this into a 90-kilometer orbit. One, I think it'll help me a little bit with rendezvousing my Kerbals with it. My crewed orbiter that's going to come up and rendezvous with this thing. And two, it's going to have to do a reasonably big ejection burn. And I think that's going to help it. So we'll go by 90 by 90. Oh, lights are on. We're in space. Okay, it's 85 kilometers on apogee. Apogee, aperture. I'm used to RP1 now. And cut. Now, thrust of weight's a little high on this, so I'm just going to actually deliberately bring that down a bit. Aperture. Speaking of RP1, there will be another RP1 video dropping tomorrow. I can't guarantee I'm going to drop 2 of those every week, but so far it's been working out pretty well. And there'll be one on Wednesday and then another one on Saturday for those people following along with that series. Yeah, lights are on and literally nobody's home. Probably figuratively as well. Again, there's not much to add. I was just noticing where those solar panels are and where the docking port is and recognizing that I'm going to have to be a little careful. Pitch up a bit. Oop, that was a little much. I'm going to have to be a little careful when I bring in my space plane that I don't end up clipping that. I think I can sneak it in here without too much problem. I was going, oh, I can just retract these. And no, you can't. You pick the ones that don't retract because you're a dummy. Now, I will be sending up a crew, so technically I could use a repair kit and get an engineer to fix it, but I prefer not to. Just a little bit more and she's done. All right, that looks pretty good. That is our Ares now in orbit. So next what I want to do is I want to bring back Kerbal Engineer and get an idea of when our launch window is going to be. And I'm bringing up that HUD there. And what I want to do, oh my gosh, we got everything on. What I want to do is select Eve as a target and take a look at the phase angle. And it's bad. It's going to be a long way. Eve needs to be 54 degrees behind Kerbin, so maybe around here somewhere, and it is here. So it's going to be a little while until we get the right phase angle. Now, I do have Kerbal Engineer. It will give you the phase angle. Right now, it's saying negative 287 degrees. It needs to be negative 54 degrees. I'm just going to time warp that away. I hope people don't mind, but that's what I'm going to do. So we're going to time warp. And I do have an alarm coming up. We're going to be going out to our Sentinel momentarily. Okay. And we're just going to keep time warping, and then we'll send up our crew, and we'll figure out our maneuver. Oh, I'm still locked to prograde. Don't need to be there. Let's delete and close. No, let's jump the vessel. That's what I want to do. Kerbal Engineer tells you the transfer window time, too. Oh, it does. Okay. But, you know, I'm just the time's going to be what the time's going to be. That's the thing. I'm not playing with any life support mods or anything like that, so time really isn't something to have to worry about. Okay, we are now in orbit of the sun. At least we should be. Yep. And next what I need to do is set a maneuver here that will circularize this for me. 16 by 16, and then that's just where it's going to sit. Play with the timing a bit. Okay, come back. So 16 by 16 is my goal. That's pretty good. Okay, and that's going to be 388 meters per second. There's still 698 left in the vehicle, so clearly that's not going to be a problem. Again, Kerbal Engineer data stuff is in the way of my alarm clock, so this can be deleted. Create an alarm for this maneuver. Give me like 5 minutes warning. Again, this is the Sentinel. And add that alarm, and yeah, I'm gonna just ignore this asteroid thing. I don't care. And because we're gonna do all this first. All right, let's get back to, can I switch back to Kerbin here? And switch back to, oh my gosh, why is there so much stuff? There it is. Switch to. Okay, and we'll go to map view again. We will open up that HUD. We still got our transfer angle. We're going to zoom all the way out. I don't have better time warp or any like that installed, so we're just gonna old-fashioned time warp this. It's gonna take a little while. We gotta wait until Eve comes all the way around to here, and of course Kerbin's moving too. And then we'll launch our crew, and then we'll set all of this in motion, get them going towards Eve. The other thing I should do is I do have scientists in the science lab in orbit about the moon. I bet you they've concocted a bunch of science for me at this point. Now, what's going to happen first? I got a feeling we're going to be circularizing our Sentinel before anything else happens. It's sure looking like it. It's 20 days, 10 days to the Sentinel. We have a phase angle of about negative 158 degrees. And our time warp is stopping. I'm not doing it, it's doing it by itself. All right, jump to that vessel. Don't you have an... I do have an asteroid mission as well, but I'm sort of letting the... I got a couple of asteroid missions. I'm just kind of letting them go. And then we'll hunt for some more asteroids later. Right now, I kind of just want to... I just want to get this done. I'm looking for where the maneuver node is, but of course, we're now in orbit way above the sun. Our signal strength is very solid, so that's good. 76%. How far away is Kerbin? Kerbin's not even that far away. Oh, well. I hope I was okay with my two TTSM-1 antennas that I just sort of slapped on there. And then we'll just turn this sucker on. Oh, we got some contract complete. Oh, those are our SCANsat contracts, of course. They're all done. Okay, and 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. So here. And 16 by 16. Okay, roll this way for the solar panels. Do that. Now, how does this thing work? I've forgotten. Start object tracking. So now it's looking for asteroids and comets. I'm also going to do a little bit of science transmitting. It's only 4.7 science. High over the sun. Huh. Well, whatever. Should have lots of batteries. Does. So that is that. Okay, and otherwise, this thing's just going to keep looking for comets and asteroids. Again, remember what it does is it looks outwards from here. What is this? A Minmus rover probe. Ooh, that's interesting. Okay, I'm going to visit the moon. That's what I'm going to do. See if there's any science there for me to transmit. I'm sure there has to be. I have a space station. Right there. Switch to that. Yeah, I know I'm warping more than a year. Oh, if the... Yeah, oh, that's true. The asteroid contract might expire. I can take a look. If I open up the contracts window... and take a look at here. And expiration dates are the nearest one's more than 5 years away, so I'm okay. I'm okay as far as expiration goes. Okay, here we have a science lab. These folks, I don't even want to figure out how long they've been up here for. Oh, they've been up here for years. 3 years, 281 days. But they probably have science to transmit. They sure do. In fact, they are full of science. They are so full of science. So we're going to transmit our science away. They should have the batteries aboard to do it. And then we'll do some more processing. Let's time warp a bit to get that science happening more. So almost 500 science is being transmitted right now. And as we're going to Eve, they're going to be making more science. And also there is a science lab on the Eve vehicle. And all the way along, those scientists are going to be processing science. I got a feeling a lot of science is going to be made over the next couple of streams. Time warp a little faster. Come on. I'm not taking... Oh, I'm physics time warping for some dumb reason. Stop doing that. There we go. And I mean, realistically, I should be getting these folks home, but I think actually they're out of fuel here. No, the ship itself to get them home's not out of fuel. But I think this lander's out of fuel. Everything here's so old. Okay, all right, let's see if we can process some more science. So if we take a look at here, and we can, is there science to review? They have currently 163 data. They don't have any science to review. Review stored data. Oh, this is all stuff I want to bring home. Okay, never mind. All right, I don't think I have any more science that needs to be processed. So they have 163 data. They're going to make 2.4 science per day. If they end up running out of science, whatever. Let's go back to the, let's go back. I'm not going to worry about it. Back to here. Back to here. Back to here. Switch to you. Yep, I'll be making some, I'll be putting some scientists. I'm pretty sure I do have, oh my gosh, now you got me where, I think I got 2 scientists to throw into this. I was planning, I have scientists. I have scientists. Don't confuse me. I have scientists. Okay, looking again at this. We are now going to go until we are at getting close to negative 54 degrees. So time warping. And then we'll launch our crew. And then we'll set these folks on their way. Actually, I think I should set up their maneuver. So we'll do that. So that is negative 100 degrees. Negative 80 degrees. Negative 70 degrees. Negative 60 degrees. I'm going to calm this down a little bit. If you go a little further. You got to also take the phase angle with a little bit of a grain of salt because it is calculated using as if Eve was in a circular orbit at its semi-major axis. But it's not. It's in an elliptical orbit, so it can vary a little bit. So I'm going to stop well ahead of time. And what we're going to do is we're going to set up a maneuver. And we're going to see if we can get ourselves an Eve encounter just old-fashioned manual way. Oh, wait a minute. I can do, for goodness sakes, I forgot entirely. We got the, where is it here? There it is. What if I go from the current orbit to Eve and just say create a maneuver? It's saying the maneuver is in 5 years. You are on crack. I should have done this a long time ago. That maneuver... Oh no, start burn in 11 days. Oh no, that's the raw time. Okay, never mind. Okay. There, I just got it to do it for me. Why not use the tools that you have at your disposal? So we got a maneuver coming up in 11 days. Let's turn that off. Let's check on our Eve encounter. Nice. So, of course, what we're not really going for Eve. What we're going to be going for is Gilly. So it's really nice if I can manipulate this in such a way. I might be doing a bit of a correction along the way, but to try and get this to be more in the plane of Gilly. Gilly is going around in this direction. We are coming. So this is wrong. We want to come on the other side of Eve. Let's see if I can do some adjustments to this. Yep. This is going to be better this way. I can do better than you, game. See, now at least we're going around the right way, coming around this way, and going out that way. I actually even took out a little bit. And what we'll probably do is capture into a highly elliptical orbit about Eve, get the planes right by making a plane change out here somewhere, and then try and facilitate a Gilly rendezvous. So what I'm thinking is probably I should just do this, get this maybe, I'm gonna go for about maybe, Eve's atmosphere is 90, maybe about 150 kilometers. Clearly we'll be tweaking this. I'm good with that for now. So very, very roughly, that's the idea. And we'll be making plane changes and stuff. We'll tweak that as we go. Okay. So, what we want to do, this is Burns coming up in 11 days. We can time warp a little bit of this away. Let's time warp a little bit of this away. And then we'll bring up our crew. All right, we're about 5 days away from our ejection. Let's get down to the Space Center and pick our crew. All right, so, let's time warp to sunrise. Let's get rid of the Contract Plus window. This thing should be detecting asteroids as we go. I don't think it has yet detected any. Oh, now you can see how the ground's wet. See that? From a recently passed storm. Pretty cool. Okay, let's get in here. Do I play with Kerbalism? Asked, was it Patronus Cat? Got some funny sound things happening there. Not in this build. I have in the past. I am also playing RP1, which works very much around Kerbalism. I've had other live streams where I played at Kerbalism, but this one I decided to make the game rather stockish. So that was a decision I made early on. So no, I am not playing with Kerbalism, though I very, very much like it. This is the KV, I think it's, yes, KSV C501. I gotta get more consistent with my naming conventions, otherwise known as the Horizon. So this is gonna be our vessel going to Eve. Or sorry, no, it's gonna rendezvous with our vessel that's gonna end up going to Eve. So we got Valentina who's already jumping into the seat here. I think I might as well. Let's go with Valentina. This will push her to level 3, by the way, as soon as she's in orbit about the sun. I've yet to have any Kerbals in orbit about the sun, so that's good. We'll go with our engineer, and you know what? Why not go with our veterans? Why not? So, yeah. Orbit of Minmus planted a flag on the moon. We'll go with our veterans. Now we need 2 scientists. So I'm going to go with our highest level scientist. I got a level 2 scientist here. Again, they'll go to level 3. The level 2 should go to level 3 when I got the science lab, so I'll be able to level them up en route. Has been on the moon, been on Minmus, okay. And then we got another scientist here. We only have 2, so that was Roland. We have Dr. Jekyll. Dr. Jekyll has planted a flag on the moon, and that's about it. Never been in orbit of Mimbus. And, oh wow, Zubinus has only... Oh, that's right, we rescued her recently. But let's go with Dr. Jekyll. So there's our crew. 2 scientists, an engineer, and a pilot. I think I'm pretty happy with that. Let's just check, make sure they have their requisite... yeah, I'm having issues with that. Losing people's parachutes and stuff. Give them all parachutes. Are they in... Didn't even check. Where are they sitting? Oh wait, this thing's not, doesn't have super state. Okay, let's go. So boom 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 boom. Let's launch. Bob, where is Bob? Oh, Bob. Bob must be at the moon. That's the only thing I figured. Bob must. I didn't even really look, but Bob. I did not kill Bob. I have to say, I did kill Jeb. I will admit to that. Bob must be amongst the 2 scientists that are at the moon right now, who's been there for like over 3 years. Maybe it's time to bring Bob home. Maybe it's time to bring Bob home. Oh, look at those puddles. Oh. 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 Very neat. Okay. If I turn... No, I don't want to turn on the lights because I got a feeling... that will deploy the solar panel. But I can... Oh, no, it doesn't. Okay, cool. Solar panel doesn't deploy. So we'll put on our lights. And oh my gosh, it is uber shiny. Like, look at... Okay, I got to stop being distracted by the shiny. So we're going to go rendezvous with this vessel here. So we'll set this as a target. And yeah, we'll just do this. So... And then I'm just going to leave... Oh, you know what I should... Oh, well, whatever. I'll leave this in orbit. I could have used my space station as a meeting point for all this stuff, but you know what? Maybe this is simpler. To be just nowhere near the space station. Okay. So this thing, as you can see, takes off vertically. So basically, ascent is just like a rocket, but then it descends like a space plane. And it's pretty simple. This is the second time I've used it. It's 3 Reliance down here on the bottom. That's the only engines it has. Just a lot of liquid fuel tanks. Nothing too sophisticated in the parts. So it's a pretty simple thing to build. And it's a fun thing to fly. Because I like space planes. Okay. We'll do that. Do that. I'm just going to let this get past a little bit. We got thunderstormies we're going to be going into. Okay, and I am ready to go, so... We're off. We're off. And this time I got to pay attention to my ascent. I got Kerbals aboard now. I can't keep being a dummy. A dummy. A dopey dummy. Pitching over. And locking the program. A little bit, I'm trying to just get it onto the 90-degree heading. It was, yeah, that's a little better. I'm just gonna lock it, take it off of there. I think I'm falling over a little bit too quickly. Lock it back on again and then back off again. That feels good. Okay. We're now above that thunderstorm that was threatening us. Just going to roll a little bit towards the south, I suppose that is. So try and get this back onto 90 again. Boost throttle. I think my house is all bling bling, eh? The truth is, I'm totally jealous of how Veus's crafts look. They are so sweet. So I'm always doing pale imitations of him. Yeah, I'm a little bit, let's take it off here a bit. A little bit off the 90-degree heading, so I'm just going to pull it just a little bit this way. See what that's like. So this is the whole shebang for this thing. It's a single stage, no whatever's in it. It can just get into low orbit and return. That's its whole job. And we're going to go, I think I'm going to stop at about 75 kilometers for my apoapsis, because I want to stay, remember that the Eco is in a 90-kilometer orbit, so I want to be quite a ways below it just to facilitate the rendezvous. All right. Okay, 72 kilometers. Really just creeping along at very little thrust. Oh, there's our space music. Good. I just keep going like this. Doing fine. 74 kilometers. And 75 kilometers. Now, what is... My thrust to weight ratio is through the roof. What if I just simply turned off these outside engines? I like it. That was a nice... So now I'm just on this engine. Just to get down to a nice simpler thrust to weight. Okay, start pushing up that periapsis. All right, very good. Okay, let's do the rendezvous here. So, quite a ways behind it. Might have to pop ahead in orbit or so. I'm so used to rendezvousing with the station that's in a 120 kilometer orbit. I kind of followed the same profile as that, but I mean, we're not in a hurry. It's all good. Oh, gonna come backwards in time here a little bit. Scale. Come on, you can just drag it. That's better. Okay. So I saw 1.9, 1.8, 1.8. Really? That's about as good as I'm going to get. I might be a slight, do I have a bit of a difference? 0.3 degree inclination difference. So that's okay. We'll make it work. We shall make it work. Now this is going to work better if I turn this way for the solar panel. And burns in an hour and a minute because it's a few orbits from now. I'm just looking. This is like the teeniest of burns. I might turn this down. .4 meters per second. That's it. There we go. Now I can see it. Yeah, put that on there. Okay. Not much of a burn, so I'm going to start a little early. There we go. And I could get a 1.8 kilometer separation. I'm looking at the separation at the bottom left there. That's about it, 1.83. So probably the best plan is about the halfway along here. Let's see if I can just use a little bit. Probably play around with RCS too, but I just do it here. Let's just make it better. Oh wait, I can see where the DN is. There, that way is going to make it better. If you can get that DN or AN close to where your encounter is, then the two orbits are crossing right there. So that's a pretty solid indication. There we go. And then maybe a little bit. What happens if I go radially? Yeah. And a little normally. A little radially. Normally again. I should probably just say that's good enough. I saw 0.3 there. Oh, you could remove the solar panel on the... Yes, I definitely could use Bill to remove that solar panel if I get worried about it. Let me kind of wiggle in there, and we'll see how scary it is. I got a feeling I can sneak in there. I'm still not 100% convinced the two vessels will even dock. I'm hoping that because I never tested that part. That's, we'll see. Okay, a little bit of a burn this way. That should help to bring it down. That's good. All right. What is the TWR on that motor? Yeah, I should increase this a little bit. That's good. Okay, we are about 9 minutes away, so let's get ourselves closer and zoom on in. I could always, yes, that is my backup. If these two things don't dock, I can always just transfer via EVA. And I always knew that, so I was always not really too terribly worried about it. I mean, there's, you know, there's the pride factor involved, but perhaps that really shouldn't be the overriding thing. There we go. There's our thing. Oh, come on. We're only a minute away. All right. You guys excited? Gilly bound, our first interplanetary venture. Gilly usually ends up becoming my first venture, and I think it has to do just with the way the contracts work. They always seem to sort of steer you towards Eve rather than towards Duna. Eve is an easier target. The problem is once you get an, you'll get a contract to fly by Eve, and then the next contract you'll get will say, well, why don't you land on Eve and collect some of that volcanic rock that's there and bring that back? That's an easy thing to do, isn't it? Like, the game's contract system still drives me crazy. But it is what it is. Okay, I am going to start slowing myself down here. I have no idea where that docking port is. Okay, let's see. Where is that docking port? So, right down here. That is what I'm aiming for. Is it? How is it relative to me? Is it? It's on the other side. And I'm one of these people. I mean, if I would, you know what? No, let's do this in a smart way. Why not? Like, let's put this on orbit. Go back to here. And this, I'm going to control from here. Put that on that normal vector. In fact, I can even lock it on there. Beautiful. Now we'll go back to here. And actually slow down a little bit. Control from here. Set that as a target. And then this guy should just be on the other normal vector, just like that. I'll be really, really careful. I seem to be coming down in a nice... I like the way I'm coming in. Oh, back. That way. Back off. Back off, Chucklehead. Why am I having... That's what I wanted to do. Alright, I cannot tell. That's this way. Oh, I am complete. I forgot. Retrograde, you want to put it... I can see the target here. Now it's oriented right. You want to put the retrograde on the opposite, but what I need to do is just get myself going in some forward direction relative to that. There it goes. Okay. I'm going to aim my camera right here. Took a little bit of, but I'm hoping that these solar panels aren't in the way. I think I'm going to sneak in here okay. I think it's going to fit. I think it's working. I think it's going to work. We can be reckless. We can be reckless. There. Going with the Navball. I think it looks good on the Navball. I think I'm lined up. It is. It is. It's good. Just chillax. Wonderful. Wonderful. RCS off. Okay, we will toggle those reaction wheels. We'll toggle the reaction wheels in the cockpit. We'll shut down this engine. And we'll transfer everybody aboard. So, first of all, Valentina needs to go into the cockpit of this, which is this thing. Our two scientists. Who are our scientists? Oh, Bill's our... Yeah, we can remember this. Transfer crew. So, Bill, our engineer, he can hang out in the hitchhiker can. Our two scientists are putting right to work. So Roland, into the science lab you go, and then the other guy must have the very, very back seat. And Dr. Jekyll, you're going in here. All right, that is that. Everybody should be aboard. Let's do a quick little checky check. So we should have Bill in here. We should have our two scientists in the... Oh, 1 and 2. Yep, and we should have Valentina upside down right here. Okay, so we can now undock. And we can think about getting out of here. Actually, what I should do... I got more thoughts. Undock. I'm going to move the space plane out of here. I think that might be a good idea. Can I control the space plane... I'm not sure if it has a probe body aboard. I don't think it does. Shoot. I don't have control. I was hoping to move the space plane just into a slightly different orbit. Oh, I lost my maneuver anyway. I was about to say, because I already have... Okay. We'll move this into a slightly different orbit. Let's... I was gonna say, oh, I don't want to change my or redo the maneuver, but then I just noticed I lost the maneuver upon docking, so that's a pain. Okay, so what we're gonna do, turn this thrust limiter way down to like nothing. We're just gonna poof out of here. I just don't want to be anywhere around the space plane. That's all. So I just put my periapsis down to 88 kilometers. And then we'll... Then I don't have to worry about running into this. And then we'll circularize it 88 kilometers down there. Okay, we're off. We are off. Oh my gosh, I just realized what time it was. Shoot. That took much more time than I thought it would. So far though, everything's going okay. I was having so much fun and concentrating so much that I really lost track of time. Did you make a Kerbal alarm clock for the maneuver? Then you should be able to restore it via Kerbal alarm clock. Oh no, I didn't use Kerbal alarm clock. I don't have Kerbal alarm clock installed. That was a bad decision. I'm just using the stock alarm clock, but bad decision on my part, I'll admit. Either way, I just changed my orbit. That's a pain. So just going to circularize here at 88 kilometers so I don't have to worry about the plane. We'll reset up that even counter. Got to get a little closer. Yeah, the maneuver just disappeared. Okay, let's just... All right, there we go. 88 by 88. Oh, no, it's not. 89 by 88. That is 88 by 88. Okay, so basically, I'm looking at this now. Let's just push the buttons. Which one is it? This one. We are going to Eve. And, yeah, let's just create a maneuver. Okay, so we got this maneuver coming up in 5 days. Let's actually get this back up to a good thrust to weight. That should be good. Okay, so we got the burn coming up in just under 3 days, actually. But I'm looking at the time of the stream. I spent way too much time with the rendezvousing. But basically, we got our crew. We got this. We are all loaded up and ready to go. We got our burn. I think I'm just going to have to tweak it a little bit. But we are ready to head on off to Eve, get to Gilly. But I'm thinking all of that is going to have to be for the next episode. So thank you, everybody in the chat. Thank you, everybody watching this at a later date. Extra special thank you to my Patreon patrons and YouTube members who support this channel directly. Have yourself a fantastic week, and we'll see you all next Tuesday. Bye, everybody.